Okay, you're live.
Okay, so I'm here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and I'm at the TD Bank to get some cash. I'm getting low on cash. I went to the teller, and I was telling her that I came from Vancouver, and I'm driving her an electric car. And this gentleman that I saw was asking questions about my car, and he introduced himself. There's some lightning and thunder going on, and his name is Blair Higgs. Blair Higgs and Mr. Mackenzie
Mackenzie
Thomason. And he's the leader of the NDP, and Blair is the leader of the PC party here and the premier of the province. So one of the things I was telling him was that I had a phone call from Kent from Sun Country Network, and I was telling him that there was that the province of British Columbia had the best infrastructure for chargers in all the routes across Canada. Across New Brunswick. So I think you should be very proud of that.
Yeah, so our province has the highest frequency of charging units, charging stations, so you can get through the Brunswick with electric car quite easily.
I have had no problem whatsoever, and I'm finding that charging across the country has been really not a trouble at all. When you are traveling though for a shorter distance, like less than my range of my car, which is around 400 kilometers, what I find that if I want to go further than that, I have to use a charger that's more of a high-speed charger, and then you can just go for a coffee or a sandwich or lunch, and you can go for a high-speed charger. So last night I did use the one that was at the New Brunswick Power Building, and I was able to charge from 3% right up to 65% in an hour and 5 minutes, and that was fantastic.
Well, you can do that over lunch period. That works really quite well. But I think just Harry and welcome you to New Brunswick.
Thank you very much.
Certainly, it's exciting to see you make a trip across the country. We know that electric cars are our future, and this sort of venture will enhance people's perception and the reality. I'm sorry to hear about your wife's passing, and you're doing this in her honor.
Yes.
And it's certainly a memorial. I'm sure that is very meaningful for you.
Yeah.
But spend some time in New Brunswick. Don't just speed on through.
Well, no.
Charge more in New Brunswick than anywhere else.
Tomorrow I'm going to go up to.
Yes.
I'm going up to Moncton to check out the tides.
Yeah.
And I bought myself a really nice.
You're checking out. Okay, so you're checking out the Fredericton River and but if you're going to the highest tides in the world, so that's in the Bay of Fundy.
Yes, that's where I'm going.
In St. John then.
Well, you better tell me where to go.
Yeah, St. John is the highest tides in the world in the Bay of Fundy.
Okay.
And that's where you get the big swing. You can. And it's noted for that for sure.
Okay, because I also want to go to Hopewell Rocks.
Yeah, so you can cut through, head Route 7, right through to St. John, then head on through to Hopewell Rocks, through Fundy Park, and then on through to Moncton, and then get back.
Okay, so you're saying I should go to St. John's first?
Yes, St. John.
St. John,
St. John,
Brunswick, right?
Yeah,
Which is at the mouth of the St. John River.
Yes, that's correct. Right through the reversing falls. That's where the water comes when the tides are high.
Right.
The falls actually reverses and comes and flows from the bay into the river system.
Okay. Anyway, I now that I met both the leader of the opposition.
No, we don't have any seats. But
Oh, you don't have any seats?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, you're still important to me.
Oh, thank you. I'm very much
Seeing
important.
the Brunswick.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
And what would your stand be for electrification for automobiles going forward in New Brunswick?
Well, I think Blaine said it best when he said it is our future. It's definitely something that requires a lot more investment. I actually really intrigued to talk to you because I've never actually spoken to anybody who has tried to, we're the second largest country in the world. I'm sure there's some dead spots as far as charging goes, but I'm glad to hear that you're doing fairly well. It doesn't seem like it's too difficult.
Well, I actually took a northern route because I really wanted to show that you can take an electric car across the country. And if I did just the Route 1, from Vancouver, let's say directly to Calgary, I knew I wouldn't have any difficulty, and it would be no problem. But if I took the ferry up from Port Hardy, the tip of Vancouver Island, all the way up to Prince Rupert, that doesn't have one charger in it, not one. The closest charger was Terrace, BC.
Okay.
So, and there's only one level 3 charger, and that was the fast charger in Prince George, only one at the Volkswagen dealership.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
and then everywhere else is level 2.